Hello, my name is Paul Beauchemin. Today I want to talk to you about the ultimate guide for marketing for attorneys in the 21st century. In other words, how can you prosper in the digital marketing age? Marketing has changed so much just in the past 10 years that it is unimaginable for many attorneys that have been practicing for much longer than that. And it's very important to get your head screwed on straight in terms of how you spend your marketing dollars, because it's going to be critical to your firm moving forward. So the way I like to explain this is to look at, where the number of customers comes and what the cost of client acquisition is. So on the left-hand side, we have a pyramid, and the bottom large section is where the largest percentage of clients in a typical law firm come from, and that is referrals. I've had attorneys tell me over and over again, anywhere from 40 to 80% of their business comes from referrals. Problem is, most of them really just have an organic referral system. They haven't really spent much time developing a system at all to drive referrals, and so it's really important for you to do this if you really understand marketing, not just wait for referrals to happen. The next largest share of clients that comes to law firms is from search. Now, 10 years ago, a lot of this was from the yellow pages. Today, it's mostly the search engines. And these are people that are looking for you. They already know they have a problem, and they're looking for someone that can solve their problem. The next percentage of people that will be coming to law firms is from what I call social media. And right now this is primarily Facebook. Facebook has developed a really awesome advertising platform. And in fact, they can target your market so highly that in a way that no other medium really can when you're doing what I call interruption type marketing. So there's two types of marketing. There's search marketing, and mostly referrals and search come from that. These are people that know they have a problem and they're not actively seeking a problem. The top part of this cone, the last three items, are people that are not actively seeking a solution to a problem, or they don't know where to look for a solution. But if you interrupt them, you might be able to say, hey, we have a solution to your problem. And Facebook is going to be probably the largest way for that to happen. Then there's direct mail, which is an old medium way to get clients, but also still useful. And finally, broadcast medium. Now, you can see that broadcast is where the smallest percentage of your clients are generally going to come from broadcast media. And if you look at the right-hand side of this chart, you'll see another inverted pyramid. And I inverted it because the costs to acquire a client are almost directly opposite of the percentage of clients that you may acquire by that technique. So, for example, the cost to acquire a client via referral is very, very small in terms of compared to, for example, other ways like search, Google AdWords, or broadcast. But of course, you're going to get the largest share of your clients from there. But the cost to acquire a client is low. Whereas the cost to acquire a client through broadcast media is very, very high, cost of client acquisition. So based on this marketing pyramid, we developed a system through which we lead our clients through in terms of prioritizing where you should spend your marketing dollars. And it's very important to think about prioritizing your marketing dollars and not just haphazardly roll the dice on this marketing or this ad based on what the latest person is pitching you. Now, it's really important to have a strategic priority here, and that's what we've tried to do. And we've created this order to spend your advertising dollars. Now, the first thing is really to spend it on a referral system. Most attorneys spend nothing on referral system. They don't even have a system. It's just organically happens. We believe that you should make a real live system and actually invest some dollars into actively getting referrals. And we're going to talk about this because the cost of client acquisition is so low compared to other medium. It's something that every law firm ought to have in place right at the beginning. The next most effective way to spend your advertising dollars is on Google AdWords. And sending your clients not to your website but to a great landing page. So to implement this strategy, you don't need a website. All you need is a landing page. It's very simple, very cost effective. And we're going to talk about the reasons. I think this is the second most important thing to do, but understand that AdWords is going to give you a way to measure your results, and in like no other. Okay, very, very important. Facebook, surprisingly for many, I bet, is that we rank Facebook as the third most important way to strategize your marketing efforts. Pay-per-click ads from Facebook drive traffic to a landing page. Again, a landing page. Don't need a website. Important not to send people to a website from ads of any kind. But Facebook has developed a really tremendous advertising platform, better than just about anything in the world, because they really know their users. And it's better because they know so much about the users, and users spend so much time on Facebook that it's really, really super cost effective to do it. The fourth thing is what most people do first, and that's create a website and then hire somebody to do search engine optimization, or SEO as it's called. This is not the first thing you should do. And when you do a website, most websites are not very good. They don't have any good copy on them. They don't have any lead capture, or the lead capture is hidden. They don't have very good conversion. And it's not optimized for search terms, the search terms you want. And we're going to talk about why this should be fourth here, but it should not be the first thing you do, surprisingly. Putting up a website is not the first thing you should do. For a few lawyers, and maybe 20% of law firms, affiliate marketing could be a significant source of target clients. These are people, if you have a target market, for example, your target market is certain businesses, you do corporate law. You have people that serve the same company that you're targeting. If you have, you can develop strategic alliances with those people and basically implement many of the same aspects of a referral system. And this can be a very, very good way to boost your business with strategic alliances with people that serve your target client. Press releases is the next most important thing. Here, you can keep your name in front of people. You can, often get press release to show up on the first page of Google. It can give you authority and credibility. Very, very important reasons to do press releases, and not many people do them, but this is a marketing thing that you could do very easily. Then there's direct mail, a little bit more costly, but it can be pretty cost effective for certain targets. For example, criminal defense law. You can imagine a DUI, someone that is looking for a lawyer. What we found is that most people wait till about 2 weeks before a court date to make a decision. So being the first to mail people that have, gotten arrested for such offenses is not necessarily mean you lost the case if you're not the first, because people wait to make a decision. But this is very, very important because, honestly, the amount of bulk mail that's sent out is decreasing, just like a lot of the old media. And so direct mail can be pretty effective. And then finally, the least cost effective is broadcast media. And this is effective only for people that don't know there's a solution to the problem they have, and it's increasingly becoming more geared towards the older population. You know, if you're broadcasting on the news, who's watching the news? Most people get the news from the internet nowadays, not from broadcast media. So the market is going down. That's why costs coming down, radio costs coming down, because the market is getting smaller. So not very effective, but if you're super aggressive, you might want to implement all these 8 strategies. But number 8 is probably not the first thing you should do. So let me talk about referral systems. And when I talk about them, I mean an orchestrated referral system. This means a system that you have that is actually trying to drive people via referral and not just hoping that it happens. So why should you do this? Number one, you're going to get a really great return on investment. For the dollars you spend on an active referral system, you're going to get, maybe 50, 100, or 1,000 times return on your investment. Super large return on investment because it's very, very cheap to implement a good referral system, but it's important to have one. The sales cycle will be shorter. Now, when people make a decision to hire you as an attorney, there's 3 things that happen. They have to know you, like you, and trust you. So the knowing you part, generally, if you're broadcasting on the radio or TV, that's how you get people to know you. But then the liking and trusting part, you have to bring them into the office, spend a half hour or an hour on a free consultation, and maybe they'll like and trust you, or maybe they won't. With the referral, you're going to get that much, much quicker because people that referred you, they trust the person that referred you. So the leads you get are going to be better qualified, so people tend to associate with people of a similar economic and social status. And so the ones that they refer to you, if you have a good client, they're going to refer similar good clients to you. You're going to have better positioning of your brand because already you're going to have instant credibility and authority. You're going to have people that are not looking for the cheap way out because, somebody has already said you're a great lawyer or a great attorney. And so they expect to pay a little bit more. They're not looking for free advice. Again, you're going to borrow credibility and trust from people. So know you, like you, and trust you. And so when someone says, Patrick Henry did a great job for me, Attorney Henry, you have instant trust there, instant credibility. You're going to have more client loyalty. So this is really important to understand. There's a book called Persuasion by Robert Cialdini. It's an epic book on persuasion. And one of the things that he writes about is consistency. So people like to be internally consistent. If we recommend somebody to somebody else, we are more likely to continue using the same service. So if you get your clients to recommend you, your clients are going to feel more loyal to you. And so this is really, really important to build this. These types of clients are better referring others because this is the way they came to you, so they think it's natural. So your business will start to snowball, and it makes you better. So in order to get referrals, obviously you have to give good service. Nobody's going to refer a poor attorney. If you do a bad job, don't communicate, they don't like you, they're not going to refer you. Obviously, that's one of the most important things of referral is to deliver good service. And so it makes you better. So there's 3 keys to a productive referral system. Number 1 is creating a killer, unique selling proposition, USP. And few people do this. And so there's so many look-alike. This is why it's so hard for people to make a decision about a lawyer. Is because one personal injury lawyer looks like the next. One criminal defense lawyer looks like the next. There's nothing unique or differentiated about them. So this is hard work here in terms of thinking, not hard in terms of manual labor, but in terms of thinking about yourself and how you can position yourself as unique. What can you offer in ways of a client experience that is different from other attorneys in your niche? And it's very important to spend a few days or weeks really figuring out something that differentiates you. Is it a different experience when they are in your waiting room, or a different type of consultation you may offer? different types of communication during the time that they're a client. Is it a different type of guarantee that you may offer? Whatever, you have to develop something that's unique about yourself and try to position yourself, because this is really helps in a referral system. If someone that is your client is talking to a friend and they can say something about you that makes you unique, this is an easy way for them to communicate about you. It makes it easier for your clients to communicate your attributes to others if you have a USP, and that's why this is important. The next thing that we think is important to do is create what we call a referral info pack. So sometimes people just talk to somebody, but if it's easy, if you make it easy for people to give people something, or you tell people what you have, show people you have this info pack about a problem that they may have, it makes it easy for people to send something. So one of the barriers for referrals is people don't like to sell things to their friends. It's kind of like, if you've ever were associated with people that did Amway, it was very hard because they tried to sell their friends to sell other friends, and it's very uncomfortable. That kind of multi-level business is very uncomfortable. In any kind of referrals, when you ask somebody, hey, can you refer me, it's very uncomfortable for them to try to sell something. So the way we get around this is we recommend you create a referral info pack. And this is not a sales brochure. It is an information package about a problem that your clients may have and the solutions you may offer. And it's all about information. It's not about sales. So the first part of the referral info pack is basically get somebody to interview you, basically doing an FAQ about the particular problem and the solutions you offer. And you may do one of these for each area you may specialize. You may have one for DUI, another one for personal injury, and maybe one for if you do family law. It'd be completely different. So each one is a very distinct info pack. It's geared towards a target. So you pick a target client and you create frequently asked questions about the problems they have and the solutions you offer, and then you have somebody just ask you the questions and you answer them, and it just builds you up, gives you some credibility. It's just a question and answer. Next part of that would be some kind of a white paper that describes a problem and the types of solutions, the 10 steps you should do when you get arrested for DUI, for example. That would be part of your white paper. And the third part of your info pack is going to be a page with testimonials from past clients that describe the situation that you helped them solve, and if you can do a photo of the past client, that's even better. And then a USP on that page, your USP, and then a call to action says call me today or email today for a free consultation. So that's a referral info pack. Not hard sales, just information trying to help solve a problem, building up your credibility and trust. And then the next thing that happens is if you say, hey, do you know anybody that could use my services? Well, people don't know anybody by the name of anybody. They knew friends. And so when you ask that question, they tend to freeze. So the way around this is what we do is we help people, and LinkedIn is really good for this if your clientele might be on LinkedIn, because the people they may know are all there. They can print out a list. You can download a list of your contacts on LinkedIn, and you can just go through the client with that list and say, hey, would Jerry be interested in an info pack on this particular problem that I solved? And if Jerry would be, you say, hey, Joe has this problem. I was talking to Joe about you, Jerry, and he suggested that I send you my info pack. And it's not a salesy thing. It's just say, hey, he suggested I sent you this info pack, and so as a result, it's easy for you to write a letter and easy. People will readily consent to you sending an email on their behalf, or a letter on their behalf. Very, very easy. And if you just go through the list, LinkedIn list, for example, you can go through with Joe, with Harry, with Betty, with Mary, etc., and you just pick up off people on the list and send them off. So it's very, very important to do that. And there's other kind of lists you can use as well. There may be people in a certain charity they're involved with, or a Kiwanis club, or any kind of church organization. There's many ways to get lists of people, and using a list helps people because people usually get stuck. And then regular communication. So one of the things that we recommend is that you have some kind of a newsletter or some kind of program where every month you are contacting every single one of your past clients. And this is really important. This is where a little bit of the money comes in. It's not very much money, but these people, because you're now top of mind, they're more likely to think of your name if somebody they're talking to has a problem that you can solve. So these are keys to a productive referral system, and it's very, very cost effective, and it's something that you really should try to implement. The next thing has to do with Google, and Google AdWords specifically. So search is where people look first today when they have a problem. They don't go to the yellow pages anymore, except unless you're over 70 maybe. But most people go to Google. Everybody is walking around with their eyeballs looking at their smartphones, whether it's at the restaurants or on the transportation or even walking down the street and not even looking ahead. They've got their eyes looking at their smartphone. They're doing searches for this, searches for that. So this is where people are. If they're at work, they're not on their laptop anymore, or on the company desktop rather. They know Big Brother's watching now, and so they're on their cell phone. They're doing search there. So you have to be thinking about, if people have a problem, they're searching. And the people on Google are searching for you. You don't have to interrupt them with an ad, 20 times an hour on the radio or something. They're chasing you. They know they have a problem. They know they need your help, and they're just trying to find the right lawyer for them. So you don't have to interrupt them. The second thing is, Google is 70 to 80% of all search traffic. And so if you're not on Google, you're really nowhere. And once you have Google optimized, you can transfer to Bing and Yahoo their search advertising within minutes. And so it's very easy once you optimize things on Google to get all the traffic. And the third thing that's really important to understand is that heat map studies have been done that show that most of the clicks are at the top of the page. And if you know what happened with Google 10 years ago, all their ads were on the right-hand side of the page. Today, they're at the top 3 slots are Google ads. And so if you're not in the top 3 slots, you're missing 80% of Google's traffic. And 80% of Google's traffic is 80% of the search. So basically, you're missing 64% of all the traffic in the world is in the top 3 slots of Google ads. And that's what happens. And so this is really important to understand this. The other thing that's important to understand with Google and also with Facebook, which we'll talk about in a minute, is that you can retarget visitors that come to your landing page and increase their conversion. So when you send people from Google to a landing page, what you need to do is use a retargeting cookie, and then you can put display advertising up. So people that have had a cookie placed in their browser, now whenever if they continue to search someplace else, or if they're looking around at different things, they're going to see your ad come up. And so they're going to be constantly reminded. And you can do this for 7 days, 30 days, whatever. People generally don't tend to get rid of their cookies, probably only 20% get rid of their cookies. So for a significant amount of time, you can retarget visitors to your law practice. So The next most important reason to use AdWords is the world's best research lab. So AdWords allows you to scout for keywords and phrases that work so that you can do SEO later. So most people get this backwards. They put up a website, they write some stuff that they think is important, and then they hire someone to do SEO, and the search engine guys are trying to optimize you for what? You're not sure because you haven't done the scientific work yet to determine, what it is that people respond to. So what AdWords allows you to do is scout for the keywords. So there may be 1,000 keywords relevant to your practice, and which ones are the ones that people will click through to and convert or call you. And once you know that, then you can take that information and you can use it to write a better website. You can use it to write better ads. You can use I've seen people use their display ads and convert them to billboard ads. Once they scouted out which display ad worked the best, then they made a billboard ad out of that because they knew that had the highest click-through rate. So they measured the result. Also, you should know that keywords are not 80-20. You probably heard the 80-20 rule, that 20% of your results, 80% of your results will come from 20% of your work. Well, in keywords, it's 95-5. That means 5% of your keywords drive 95% of your conversion. If you don't know which 5% of those 1,000 keywords it is, why are you trying to do SEO optimization? You can't do it right. You need to know first what is it that gets people to call you. So you need to scout first. Finally, the other important thing is that only users of AdWords can know what keywords are actually sending the traffic. Now, it used to be you could have Google Analytics tell you this, but Google has taken that away. And now only the people that have AdWords and are using AdWords can see what traffic is actually going to your landing page or website. And I talked about landing page. I don't have a bullet point on it, but most people make the mistake of sending their traffic from AdWords to their website homepage. And this is a tragic mistake because people get onto a homepage, they see lots of links, lots of text, they get lost, and you lose the conversion. And so it's important to have a message on a landing page that is targeted to get them to do only one thing: call you or fill out a form. Not click around a bunch of links. Just read good copy that shows about the benefits that you offer and get them to call you. And that's all you want people to do. And people make the mistake of sending people to a home page, and that's one of the reasons why they have disappointing results with AdWords. But you got to send them to a landing page there where they have one decision marketing. Finally, AdWords provides a measurable return on investment. There are actually tools where you can use that you can track which phone calls go back to which keywords. And so you can know what keywords are converting for you. Now, there's no other way in the world for you to do this unless your person that's calling says, okay, where did you see us, where did you hear us, and then you have to depend. It's all on, if it's search engine, obviously people might not remember the exact phrase they typed into the search box or anything like that. But there is a way with telephone conversion click tracking for you to know that. And so one of the things we do, we're really good at, is tracking conversion, what we call conversion, and that is phone calls or form submissions back to a keyword. So one of the important things to know about Google also is that they care about money. And so they have something called the quality score, and the better your quality score, the lower it's going to cost you to advertise. And so it's very important to get a good quality score. And what makes a good quality score? One is having a landing page that's relevant. So one of the problems you have, if you advertise and send people to your homepage, you may not have good relevance to the ad, and so your quality score will go down. Very important to have the copy on your landing page match the ad. It's also important to have good copy, something that has call to actions in it and has good relevance, and then all this increases the click-through rate. So Let's say that you have two different cases. One person bidding $20 for a keyword and one person bidding $100. If the person bidding $20 has good copy relevance, good landing page, okay, relevance, and gets a good click-through rate, they can generate more traffic and more money for Google than someone that may bid more. So if you bid $20 a click and you get 5 clicks a day, that's $100. If that person bidding 100 gets 1 click a week, Google is going to put you in the #1 slot, even though you're only bidding $20 per click, because you have a good quality score, good relevance. So it's very important. This is one of the ways that people fail in using AdWords. So what we do for AdWords clients, we do keyword search segmentation, keyword research and segmentation, architect the campaign, create copy and landing page that is relevant, have a bid strategy and manage the budget, do an analysis of what happens, optimize it, test. So we're constantly doing testing, A/B testing. Every single time you do ads, you should have an A/B test. I see people that run the same ads month after month. They're not testing, obviously, so they don't know if they can do better. And so they're not getting a great return on investment. So let's talk about AdWords versus doing SEO. So a lot of people spend a lot of money, sometimes several thousand, $4,000 or $5,000 a month, to pay some company to optimize their website. So some of the problems with SEO, sometimes it takes a long time to see results for SEO. And if somebody's already entrenched in the first page, if someone can get you to the first page fast, that probably means they're doing something not so good. They're gaming the system, and Google punishes people that game the system. Your website could be sent to complete irrelevancy. And there's a joke in our industry, where's the best place to hide a dead body? Page 2 of Google. So is the answer. So if you do some black hat stuff to try to get there fast, you're probably going to get punished because Google doesn't like people gaming the system. It's not really possible to measure an ROI if you're paying $4,000 a month for 6 months, and how do you know where the clicks are coming from, what keywords this SEO optimization group did to get you there? It's really not possible to measure ROI. You can't tell which keywords brought people to a page. An unknown which keywords are the ones that convert until months or years later. So if you have a particular page optimized for a certain keyword, it may take a long time to figure out where they're coming from. You're never sure if you can be #1 in organic search. Google changes their algorithms, make small changes daily, several times a day, major changes several hundred times a year. So you never can be sure because Google's always changing. With AdWords, you get fast results. If you have a good bidding strategy and good copy, you can get right to the top of the page where 80% of the clicks are coming from. You can measure your return on investment. You can tell exactly which keyword converted to a call or from form submission. It allows you to scout which keywords you should optimize for an SEO. And you can always be in the top of page 1 in Google, and often on multiple pages. If Google likes you, you have good quality scores. So this can give you many, many more opportunities to be seen. So doing SEO before AdWords is like deciding how to negotiate a settlement before talking with your client. It's really the backwards way to do things. So here's some keys to success with AdWords. Does your ad integrate into Google Business? So there's something called Google My Business. If you're integrated with that, your ads will have twice the real estate. Your ads have a call to action. Your ads have call conversion tracking and callouts. So Google allows you to add up to 4 additional links on your page. And there are software platforms where you can have call conversion tracking. Now, some attorneys say, well, I have my main number. Well, I don't want to change that. Well, if people knew your number, they would just dial it. So if they're just searching for you, it doesn't really matter to them what your number is, because oftentimes they're on a phone, they're just going to press click to call or something, or just press a number and it calls automatically. They don't think about the number, they don't care about the number. But if you can track which keyword caused them to call, you'll know, based on the 95.5 importance of keywords, you'll know which 5% of your keywords are causing where you should spend your money. So most attorneys, they may have 1,000 keywords. 950 of those keywords may be a total waste of their money. They may be spending money on ads that do not convert, landing pages that do not convert. You've got to have excellent copy in your ads to increase click-through rates. You have to go to a responsive landing page. Responsive means it can be seen on mobile devices, because that's where most people are. More than 60% of search is in mobile devices. You should put your ads in groups so that you can have an exact message to market and match for each group of keywords. So if you have an ad about criminal justice, criminal defense, and an ad about, let's say, family law, or if you're a family lawyer, you might have ads about divorce, or one about child custody, another ad group about, protection of marital assets, whatever. Each of those should have its own separate landing page where there's exact message to market match and a different ad, because you'll get a higher quality score, higher click-through rates, and higher conversion. And then you need to track your quality score, impression share, and losses, and versus spend, and that needs to be prioritized. So you need to have someone that's looking at the data and figuring out which 5% are going to give you the best return. And you can also, within Google, track competitive ads and see what impression share they're getting versus you, what click-through rate they're getting versus you. So Google has a way for you to track the competition, which is super neat, and nobody really does that, and takes advantage of this. So, and finally, you got to do A/B split testing for ads and your landing page. So you need to be varying the type of page that people go to and the type of ads. So there always, for each ad group, ought to be at least 2 ads running, so you can always be trying to beat the one that is performing best, and the same with your landing page. So these are some of the keys, the reasons people don't succeed. They don't follow these things. And I look at Google Ads all the time, and I see that I see maybe 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 5,000 attorneys may use this correctly. And so most people are paying extra money. Next, I want to talk about Facebook and why you should be using Facebook advertising. So Facebook, they're developing one tool to rule them all. They want to beat Google. And, there's competition there, which makes it better for you as the customer. So the majority of internet usage is now on the phone, and people are on their phones all the time. And Facebook owns the phone in advertising, okay? And so, for example, just to their site, 80% of the traffic is from a phone. They're also the only company that puts full screen ads on phones. If you do a Google search, you only have a small ad there. It's not large. It doesn't take up the whole full screen. Oftentimes, if you see Facebook ads advertising on Facebook itself, there's implied endorsement, because usually you see so-and-so that you may know liked this page. So a lot of times in the news feed of Facebook, you see this implied endorsement. This is a bit of social proof, like a testimonial almost of your ad. So Facebook users log in an average of 14 times a day. They're pretty much connected 24/7 to their Facebook accounts. So this is the young generation, people under 50, more likely under 40, but these are target market. And this is the best way to reach this target market, okay? Because they're not listening to radio, they're not watching TV. At best they're looking at YouTube, and you can advertise on YouTube as well. Facebook tracks what website it uses search. So people that are logged into their Facebook account don't realize it, but Facebook is tracking what websites that its users are going to, and it's creating a list, and it's allowing these logical operations inside the ad control panel that allows you to see, okay, these people are searching for lawyers. Now it makes them a custom audience. So another thing you can do, you can upload email lists to Facebook and target those users. So what you do is you can, for example, buy email lists, or if you have email lists of your current clients even, you can upload in Facebook. Facebook doesn't keep the email. They never see the email addresses. It's all encrypted. But what they do is they match those emails to the users, and so then they create this custom audience for you based on that list of your ideal target. And it's really a great way to advertise. And they can create these look-alike audiences as well. Okay, so people that look like the people you on your email list. Facebook knows more about us than anyone on earth, and oftentimes they may know more about us than we know about us, or our spouse knows about us. Okay, they've got alignments with some big data corporations. They're also a major source of search engine optimization. So if you have a Facebook page that's active, it's a good source of SEO as well. So where does Facebook shine for attorneys? For example, class action lawsuits. You can target people by companies they've worked for or products they use, because people are always liking products. They're, it's one of the things that Facebook knows about us. You can target people by family status, and people are always putting their status on there. If you want to target young couples, or if you want to target people that are going through divorce, there's ways to target those things. You can target by age. For example, if you are marketing doing trust and estates, a lot of people are on Facebook that are 50s and 60s. There's a significant, about 20-25% of the audience is over 50. Real estate purchases. You can find people that are in the real estate market. You can target people by zip code. One of the things attorneys tell me is that they have enough clients, they just want higher value clients. Well, if you could target your ads by household income, you could target people that may be more high value clients. So look at the difference here. You may pay 10 to 60 cents for a click for an ad in Facebook newsfeed stream. Here's an implied endorsement. There's social proof right here, versus paying thousands of dollars for a TV ad. And this is where Facebook is really, really going to be a major source of ideal clients for your business. Next, we get to websites. Okay, so one of the problems with websites, people put up a website and then they try to do SEO or try to do AdWords to it, and they're making a major mistake. So just as an analogy, the Wright brothers, they focused on building a plane that could glide without an engine, and then they added a small, tiny engine to it, and they did the flight of Kitty Hawk. There's another guy that was very smart, an MIT guy, Samuel Langley. He was actually hired by the government to develop a plane, and he focused on developing the most powerful engine he could, and each of his tests crashed. And most people have never heard of him because he failed, because he tried to focus on the engine. That's what people mostly try to focus on, is driving traffic to the website, when instead they should focus on making a better website. So to do that, you got to find which keywords get the best conversion. You do that from AdWords. Then you use copy to build your websites with optimal formats. So if you built web pages for those AdWords, okay, you build landing pages rather. The landing page, you're going to have optimized the copy that converts on the landing page. And then finally, you do search engine optimization. That is the proper way for someone to do it, and most people don't do it. So if you look at what makes a good website, you should have a way to capture names and emails of visitors on the first page above the fold. And above the fold, that's kind of a newspaper term, but That means you don't have to scroll down your screen to see your box where you capture people's names. You need to have a good headline on your page to capture interest. You should not just say something generic about, we're a family law practice. You have to have an attention-grabbing headline. Very important, and this is a copywriting skill. National Enquirer does a great job at this. That's why they sell so many of their lousy newspapers, but people are intrigued by the headlines. You got to focus on customer problems, not just tout your own horn. I mean, it's important for you to have some credibility, but not on the first page. You need to be focusing on the problems your potential clients have. Using testimonials effectively on your website, and having a friendly design and navigation so people don't get lost, and having a good call to action. That makes up a good website. Once you have a good website, then you can do some SEO on that. So what is Google looking for in terms of, what caused them to put people up organic? We look at the right-hand side. 40% of it are links to your website. And this is where people hire someone, and a lot of times they do some bad things in terms of link building. This is where people often get in trouble, get their sites banned, so you have to make sure you're doing this very reputable. Most of the rest of the factors are content factors, so having a lot of content is also an important ranking factor. And there's social metrics, there's social media, for example. But link building is the most important thing, and having good links from Facebook is one, and press release is another. But from high page rank websites is basically what this is all about. Further down the metric of marketing strategy is press releases. So being quoted in the media provide instant authority status and credibility, and positions you as an expert. They can be tailored to provide SEO for your website, and they often get you on the first page of organic search results, and depending on how it's done, that can be for a long time. Oftentimes they're ranked ahead of website results, but I've often had press releases that get to the first page, especially for your name. People are searching your name, so it's important to do that, and they're not really that expensive. So here's what to do next. So evaluate which of these marketing strategies make sense for your target client, and then implement them sequentially in the order of the marketing pyramid. So finally, don't let Google or Facebook take your money for the house. So there's some people call it a stupidity tax. I think it's just more like a casino. Advertising on Facebook or Google without knowing what you're doing is like going to the casino and just rolling the dice and hoping your numbers come up, or pulling the arm on the slot machine. The house is going to win most of the time. In this case, Google and Facebook are going to win if you don't know what you're doing. And they actually, have this simplified version of AdWords. Sometimes they ask you, do you want, the quick and easy setup, or do you want to do the real one? And people take the easy setup, and you don't have the features to really use all that you can, and so you end up paying excessively and not getting a good return on investment. So what I recommend you do is call us today at 1-800-344-0434 to schedule a short discussion on what we can do to help you with your marketing, help you strategize your marketing, and implement some of the tactics we talked about. I hope you've learned something from this, and hope you take some of these ideas and figure out how the right way is for you to implement marketing, and not just haphazardly go about buying media, doing media buys here and there, just trying to get your name up. And thanks for listening, and have a good day.